What's up, guys? Chris Barakat here in the Human Performance Lab at the University of Tampa. I'm with my classmate, Nicole Calhoun, who is also a certified athletic trainer, and she is a performance enhancement specialist. And today we had poster presentations for one of our research classes. What Nicole studied this semester really caught my eye. It's something that's very prevalent in all your commercial gyms, but it's also a huge issue with current online coaching. So I'm going to have her speak about her study a little bit, and then we're going to get into some further discussion.
So I did my research on personal trainers and their knowledge of nutrition and their practice of nutrition. Basically found that 40% of the participants only had a high school diploma as their highest level of education, as well as none of them had a certification to do anything with nutrition. Everything was strength-based. Also, about 73% of them listed the internet as their number one source to find information regarding nutrition. About 75% of them also were said that they daily give out nutritional advice to their clients. A lot of that being out of their scope of practice involving supplements, fat loss, muscle gain, diabetes, blood sugar, eating disorders.
Cool. So as you guys know, a lot of people go to a commercial gym for personal training, and those personal trainers oftentimes start giving out nutritional advice to their clients. The majority of these people clearly aren't specialized in this topic. They don't have a background in it, and just because they have a good physique, that doesn't truly give them the credibility to start prescribing different diets and giving their clients different direction on how to approach their nutrition. When it comes to physique enhancement, this is usually just bad knowledge, but it's a larger issue when you have clients that are diabetic or they have cardiovascular disease and they have much greater problems than just trying to improve their body. That's when you could really put someone else's health in danger, and there really needs to be a change in the credentials for personal trainers. They need more education. They shouldn't just be a 24-hour course or an online course that you could take and then you start working in gyms. Anything else you want to share about your study?
Yeah, I also found I had asked them how confident they were about their knowledge of nutrition that they're giving out, and over half of them said they were extremely confident, which I found concerning because I'm thinking in my mind, like, we're paying you $40, $50 an hour for a session to get advice on nutrition, and I found out you're just Googling it and you're extremely confident in that. Like, that's concerning to me because really, where are you getting that information? Like, it's credible information.
For sure. Yeah, it's super interesting. One thing I will say, once you start learning something about a topic, it's very easy to reiterate something you heard a professional say, or you read something online and you think you're an expert on it right off the bat. I kind of went through this phase when I was a sophomore in college, junior in college, and I would take pieces of information, I would see scientific data, I would see an expert speak about something, and I thought I understood it because I was getting this good information from a quote-unquote expert. However, now as a master's student, I finish in 2 weeks. I feel like I give out more "it depends" as answers instead of black and white answers now than I did in the past. So even as a professional, someone who is credible, things aren't black and white, and if someone gives you a very direct answer, that should be almost a cue to not trust it and further investigate. So your study was very interesting. There was another student who did a research project looking at one of the teams here, and she was asking where they get their nutritional advice from. Where do they go? And the majority of those athletes reported their coach as their main information for nutrition. Obviously, coaches are great resources for their specific sport, but those coaches are not nutrition experts by any means. So you see this a lot in a bunch of different aspects, whether it's general population, whether it's athletics, from all ranges, from high school all the way up to middle-aged people. So anything else you want to add about your study?
Oh, so another interesting thing I found was that 83% of those surveyed said that nutrition is extremely important to their job. However, almost half have never participated in continuing ed involving nutrition. So a little bit concerning that though you find it important, you're still not following up to take those steps to be better at it, to be more educated.
For sure. Yeah, so something a little bit in a different direction, I just wanted to say that there are people with credentials that still kind of frighten me when they give advice. So there's both sides of the spectrum. I know people that are certified, that do have credentials, and they give out very bad advice. I see it frequently. There's also people who aren't formally educated, but they have a ton of experience, and they might give out great advice. So it's really hard to kind of weed out who's giving good information, who's giving bad information, but it's really important to make an effort as a consumer, as a customer, especially regarding your health, that you seek someone who is credible, who has experience. I have some mentors that are very well formally educated, different PhDs, but I also have mentors that have no formal education, and I still seek them for advice on certain topics, and they give me great feedback because they have a ton of experience, and experience is something that you can't buy. It just takes time, something that you learn as you go.
Yeah.
So there's both sides of the spectrum. All right, guys, so we gave you a lot of information, basically showing you that a lot of personal trainers in gyms aren't formally educated in nutrition, and they're giving advice even though they should not. So I'm going to ask Nikki if she has any tips in regards to finding a better personal trainer, and I'll share some of my tips as well.
I would say education would be huge, their educational background. Personally, if it were me, I'd be looking for somebody who has at least a bachelor's in something related into the field. Also, as far as their certifications, anything to do with nutrition would be great. There is Precise Nutrition. I don't know if you know anything about that one, Chris, but I think that one is fairly credible.
For sure.
I would say somebody who has multiple certifications, very formal education, to at least have an idea of what they're telling you is something right.
For sure. Something I would advise, whether it's for personal training or online coaching for physique sports, is reach out to those trainers and those coaches. Reach out to their clients. Contact their clients. Ask them specific questions. How does this trainer deal with X, Y, and Z? In regards to online coaching, you can ask them, what does your current program look like? How does your coach set up your nutrition? You can also ask things like, how good is your coach at responding to your emails? How responsive are they? Do they show that they actually care? So a lot of things like that matter. In regards to online coaching, there's plenty of people out there that get a client right off the bat because they have a great physique and they show their clients that look good. They don't show all of their clients, of course. And then what happens is you sign on with them. They send you a program that's very cookie cutter that they give out to hundreds of people. And then you reach out to them, asking them questions. You do follow-up emails, and they never answer you. So they basically collect your money for like a one-time quick fee, and then they basically don't respond to you thereafter. So it's something to look out for, and it's something that you as a consumer and as a client, you kind of need to take that responsibility on yourself. In regards to continuing education and different certificates, look into the certificate that your trainer has. So some personal training certs, you literally take an online course. You basically pay to take this exam. It's fairly simple, something that basically anybody could pass with just a little bit of study and memorization, and you get this certificate. There's no hands-on education. There's no functional movement screenings, nothing like that going on. So look at what certificate your trainer has. You'll also see much more extensive ones that might require you to have a bachelor's in a specific field. Stuff like that is obviously going to be better. You might see that these personal trainers need to do X amount of hours of shadowing, or they just have a much more extensive coursework before taking an exam. So that's something to look out for. In regards to nutrition, I'm certified with the International Sports Society. However, we are legally not allowed to prescribe nutritional protocols. We can advise you, but in terms of giving you a specific meal plan, that is something that really only an RD can do legally. So you need to be a registered dietitian. So just be careful for those specifics.